Hi everyone, I am MD SHAMRAT MIAH. Today I am going to show you on my SQL server about a constraint name is default. So how our default constraint works on our SQL query. So I'm going to showing that. So for explain on our default constraint on SQL server, I need a table. So I have a ready table on my server, and the table name is salary employee. So with my salary employee, with this table, I will demonstrate how my default constraint works on SQL Server on my table. So for this experiment, I have to uh, show I have to show out my table name of salary employee. So select all from table name salary employee. Okay, so if I execute this query from here, so here is my table. So on my table I have how many columns on my table? ID, name, month, amount, bonus, and notes. So what is default constraint? So default constraint is always used that if you have a column on your particular tables, and if by chance anytime if you didn't put any values on that columns when you are insertion some when you are inserting some values from other columns, and if at that moment if you you didn't input any values on that particular columns, that times by default a specific values will be immediately insert on that column in that column. So default constraints always works like this. So I am going to show this. So if I talking about my salary employees, so here is ID column, name column, month column, amount column, bonus column, and notes column. So this table is specifically based on our we have a company. We have five employees, and those 5 employees monthly amount, bonus, and bonus are due or complete. So that's for this reason I created this table. Okay, so I'm now going to add. So I'm now going to add default constraints on nodes. Okay, so I'm going to uh, write on my SQL server some instructions for my default constraint. So uh, I have to use in here alter table, and my table name is salary employee at constraint. I have to use in here add constraint name. I have to be using here a default name, uh, any kind of names what I like. Df means default constraint, and I need to at this moment after name of my constraint I have to be ensure what I have to be give now. I have to be ensure now particular constraint what I want now. It said obviously default default default, sorry, default and I have to use in here a value, default value like as uh, pending for which one column I will make this default constraint. It will be month. Okay, so I have to write on here month. Okay, after this I have to be make a semicolon. Okay, I'm just going to comment this statement. I don't need to use on here So I just select both of lines for execute directly. After execute, command completed successfully. And if I, after command completed successfully, if I again execute in here, could not create constraint, see previous years. Okay, column already has a default bound to it. Okay, so that's mean that I have my default constraint once when I execute this in a first time, so I don't need to execute second time. Okay, so I'm going to comment this again. I don't need to execute again. So now the most interesting part is I'm going to insert a values for demonstration. Okay, so insert table. My table name is salary employee. Now I have to mention my columns. Okay, for this, just a second, please. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay, so I have to be given here a name, my 6 columns name, but I don't need to give my ID column name because uh, when I create this table, I just declare on this table that my ID will be automatic increment. So I don't need to mention ID name because it will automatic increment by default. So I have to be ensuring here name, comma, month, comma, amount, comma, bonus, comma, and notes in here. Okay, so that's all. And after this, I have to be write in here values, and then semicolon. Okay, inside this values, inside this bracket, I have to be writing here value. So value name will var character, so it can be more. It can be ruble. I can insert in here ruble, comma. For my next month will be January. It is also on var character data type, comma, amount. For now, I have to be see that which one I have already made for constraint, default constraint. It was a month. Okay, it was month. So in this point, I don't need to give anything for month. Okay, so I don't need to add this month because I have to be show you that month will by default added my default value pending. Okay, so ruble for name, amount for my amount, it will I can it's a float, so I can make in here 30,000. Okay, then I have to be adding here 0, comma, it's also in float, and notes will be per character complete. Okay, okay, no problem in here. So okay, that's fine now. Okay, okay, just a second, please. Yes, insert. Okay, I have to here into insert into table name, insert into table. Okay, insert into my table name. Okay, then it's fine. So the command should be like insert into table name, then my some of my columns, but I didn't add in here my month, because I have already because my month it will add by default my default values from here, because I make default constraint on month, so I didn't mention my month, because we are going to check that my month is going to add my default values or not. So from here I have to select this. Actually, we don't need to select this. We can also execute. Yeah, directly. So I have to be executing here directly. Okay. What's the problem in here? Uh, yes. Okay. If I execute in here, one row affected. Okay. So now there is no problem, because when I select these things, I missed to select my last semicolon. So when we are trying to execute, before trying to execute with selection, so we have to be proper selection on our SQL server. So one row affected. Now it is time to check our result with our month on our month. Okay, I have to comment this because I don't need to execute same query again and again. So select all from salary employee. From here we can execute this. Okay, if we execute this, then we able to find that on our month, for our last executions, last query, there will be a default value, and the default value will be pending. Okay, when we are going to execute this, yes, when we execute this, then for our sixth number, which has already increment by auto increment, so our ruble, oh sorry, we the same information, you will see that same information, because we execute two times, with the same query with the same information. So here is same information two times. We are seeing this. So for ruble, and about first about month, because month is pending, because we didn't put any values on month when we execution this. uh, did you remember this? Here is no month, and we didn't write anything, any values in here, like a pending, but the pending value is already added in here on month with my 6 number ID. So how is it possible? Is it possible because we have already declared our default constraint. We have already declared our default constraint, that alter table salary employee add constraint default pending for months. So on our month is working, this default constraint is working with our month column, and the default value is pending. So that's why when we when we didn't when we didn't if I show you again, when we didn't declare our month column, then this pending default value has automatically added on our month column. So our default constraint always works like this. Thank you very much for this video. I think if you exercise with your SQL server, that we will get a better better what I will say, that you will get a better uh, experience with these constraints, and I hope that you will enjoy this video. And I will, as soon as possible, I'm going to make my next video on SQL servers. I hope you will enjoy that. Thank you very much.